Kalimera, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Kathy, and I'm a Greek American with a deep love for my heritage and a passion for exploring every corner of Greece. I'm heading back in August of 2025, and I cannot wait to share my adventures with you. Today, I'm going to tackle some of the most common questions I get about traveling to Greece. So grab some Greek coffee or some ouzo and let's dive in. Okay, so again, some of the most common questions. I'm going to go over these really quick so that I can help you plan your travel. First of all, I hear a lot of people say, should we go on a cruise or should we just stay in Greece? I personally do not recommend the cruise. You are going to miss out on the Greek culture by staying on a cruise ship. First of all, the cruise ships pull in, everything's crowded, getting off the boat, getting to whatever tourist thing you're going to do that day, and you don't experience the Greek culture. I have been in Athens at the Acropolis when the cruise ship buses pull up, and it is so ridiculously crowded and almost impossible to get a good picture of yourself in front of the Acropolis. So my advice is just stay in Greece. Pick an itinerary. You cannot go wrong. Go to islands and then stay in Athens for a few nights at the end. See some of the most historic sites, and you will not regret your trip. And why eat on a cruise ship when you can eat legitimately excellent, wonderful Greek food in Greece at a Greek taverna? I mean, come on. Another question that I see asked is people want to travel on a little bit of the off season, like the shoulder season, which I do recommend the shoulder season. However, in April, a lot of the islands, the tavernas, a lot is still closed down. It isn't quite tourist season yet, so you may miss out on some things. But what I wanted to cover this year in 2025, Orthodox Easter is in April. So Orthodox Easter is on April 20th, 2025. Orthodox Easter is the biggest holiday in Greece. Many places that you might want to visit during Holy Week would be closed down. Holy Week is very significant to the Orthodox religion, and it is full of tradition and family and prayer and church. So, yes, it might be interesting to experience Orthodox Easter in Greece, to witness the unique religious processions and traditions. It is beautiful. However, higher prices and crowded ferries, some businesses may be closed, and transportation to get to where you want to go might be an issue. So consider that if you're planning on going in April. It is literally known as Pascha in Greece, and it lasts for an entire week. It is a holy week, and the whole week is Easter. Even people in Greece that are not particularly religious partake in much of the Greek Orthodox festivities during Easter week, Holy Week. There's several major ceremonies that occur, and then significant celebrations across the country. But obviously, a common theme is joy and happiness. If you are in Greece during Orthodox Easter, you are in for an incredible experience, but just be aware that during Orthodox Easter, a lot's going on in the country, and many places might be closed down, might be crowded, and you may not be able to get into some places. Orthodox Easter follows the Julian calendar, so it is different than Easter that's celebrated much of the other part of the world. So, Clean Monday is the first day of Lent on the Orthodox calendar, and that begins the period of frugality and fasting, and it occurs 7 weeks before Easter each year. Um, Not every Greek fasts, but many, many, many do. Tavernas during this time actually cater to this fasting, and there are larger than usual number of vegan dishes during this time on the menus that they offer. Um, and basically, the people that are following the fast completely the way it's supposed to be done, the it's pretty strict. The rules dictate no meat, no dairy, no fish, no alcohol. I have to say I've never done it. I'm not a very good Greek Orthodox because I've never done the fast like that. So, and then to get to Holy Week starts on Palm Sunday and then continues with processions, candle lighting on Good Friday, and that would be a day of mourning. And then on Saturday, the ceremony of the resurrection takes place in churches all over the country. The bells are ringing for ding, 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 ding. Bells will be ringing. Lots of bells ringing for Saturday. During this week, the Holy Week. And then Easter Sunday, like I said, is the biggest religious holiday of the year. And it is the pinnacle of Greek Easter, and it's focused on a midnight mass. Everybody goes to church for this midnight mass. So the midnight mass happens, and at the end of the mass, the priests, the Greek Orthodox priests, who will brandish their lanterns aloft and call out Christos anesti. And what that means is Christ has risen. And then the parishioners will reply, Theos anesti, which means truly he is risen. And they return after they light their candles from the priest's flame. It is tradition for them to go home and they make a smoky black cross on their door, their front doors, and this provides protection for the following year. I don't know why, but the Greeks are super superstitious about stuff like that. So it is traditional for them to eat a soup called margarista, and they make eggs with red dyed shells. So you'll see lots of red dyed eggs. And we've done this my entire life. And on Easter Sunday, you crack the egg against somebody else and somebody else each side, and whoever's egg at the end, you go from person to person, and whoever has the strongest egg that didn't get cracked is the winner of the best luck. It is what it is. We've done it our whole lives, and they have to be red eggs. You don't do pink, purple, cute little eggs. They're red. And then after church, there's a huge feast, and that's when the fast is broken. And then at that, the traditional meal is lamb. And they will splurge on lamb and goat, and they cook them on open spit roasts in their homes and villages, and the red eggs crack together, and it is a celebration, and Christ has risen, and everybody is thrilled and happy, and it really is a truly huge Greek holiday that is celebrated from one end of the country to the other for that entire week, and especially Easter Sunday is it's a feast and it's a celebration. So museums, archaeological sites are closed. Large resorts, seasonal restaurants might be closed during that time of year. Smaller hotels might be closed. I had a friend that went there last year. She wasn't able to get a ride anywhere. That week was really difficult. And Monday is also considered a public holiday, the day after Easter, because you got to recover from all that feasting. And things are closed as people recover and rest after Easter Sunday. So there will be some shops and cafes open, but many will be closed on that Monday as well. So we get further into that, but that is just a little information about what goes on if you are going to be there during Holy Week. And it may make a difference in your travels. Another thing that people talk about is everybody's like, I want to go to Mykonos. I want to go to Santorini. And I've covered this before if you've ever watched my content. But what I want to tell you is my suggestion is everybody should see Santorini once, but after that, explore other islands. I've never been to Mykonos, and I have no plans to go to Mykonos because I just know where I've been and how much there is to explore. Now, you can't go wrong anywhere in Greece, but Mykonos is more expensive and it is very party-ish. One of my cousins said to me, Mykonos isn't even Greek, Kathy. So keep that in mind if you want to do the normal, like everybody went to Mykonos. If you're young and want to party, go for it. But I would also highly recommend you see islands like Naxos, Paros, Milos, Crete, go to the Peloponnese, Meteora. I mean, there's so much to see in Greece, way beyond Santorini and Mykonos. I also tell people, go where the cruise ships don't go. You will not be disappointed in that. If you're traveling with children or teens, islands that are extremely family friendly that would work best for families traveling would be Crete, Rhodes, and Naxos. And I've been to Naxos twice, and I do agree. There's a lot of families there. The beaches are beautiful. They're easy to swim in. Shallow in some parts of the beaches there. We really were able to see. I saw a lot of families with children digging in the sand and playing in the water. And Naxos is definitely a good choice. And my opinion is to stay in Agios Prokopios, which is where I've stayed now twice. Now, accessibility in Greece may be an issue. If you have mobility issues, you really want to think twice about some of the destinations there. For example, Santorini, steep cliffs, lots of walking, uneven cobblestones. I am fairly fit. I'm not young, but I'm fairly fit, and it's a lot to even go up the little where we stay, up the little cobblestone with the steps. It's a lot. It's very difficult and very uneven surfaces. So if you are unsteady on your feet, I would suggest more accessible destinations like Corfu or Naxos for you to avoid Santorini. Now, best time to visit, shoulder season. I do say I've been there only once in peak season, and it was definitely crowded. It was hot, and it was more expensive for us to get there. Air travel was more expensive. Best time, April, May, September, October. I say late August. Now, there's also another holiday during August that is a time when the country shuts down. So be aware of that. I prefer to go last week of August through Labor Day week of September. That works for me, and it's worked for me 4 times now. And I'm going to do that same week again in 2025, the 2 weeks. And don't be afraid to stay in more mom and pop boutique hotels. Don't try to make it a all inclusive like you're in Cancun or something vacation, because it isn't. You're there to experience the culture. Stay in some clean, nice boutique hotels. The prices are going to be incredible. You are not in your room in Greece very often at all. The only time we're in our room in Greece, and I've regretted in the past spending money on more of an expensive hotel a couple times, because the only time you are in your room is to shower, to sleep, and to get dressed and change. Unless you are more of a couch potato and you want to go in there and spend time, or you're on your honeymoon and you want to mess around. But for real, get out and explore. Use your hotel. If it has AC, air conditioning, comfortable beds, that's all you need. Island hopping, ferries, ferryhopper.com. There's a link below. I do make a small commission if you click on my link. So it does help support the show and helps my channel make a little bit extra money. So I can bring you this content. And also there's links below for Viator and other accommodations and places for you to check out. And if you hit my link, it does help me and help my channel. Now, when you are there, try the Greek dishes. I've done this before. I think I did do a whole video on Greek food, but there are so many Greek foods to try. The gyros, the spanakopita, the teropita, tara masalata, which is a caviar. It's kind of fishy if you don't like that. But the food is incredible. The potatoes, the Mediterranean diet is so healthy and so good. And the olive oil on the salads there is something I've never tasted before in my life until I went to Greece. I'm like, oh, this is olive oil. It tastes so much better than anything I've ever tasted in the US. Again, make sure that when you go, you have items to keep yourself safe. I will tell you, Greece is extremely safe. I feel completely safe walking around, being there by myself as a woman, night, day, anytime. But in crowded touristy destination stops like the Acropolis, where it's crowded and there's a lot of people, there are pickpockets. On the train, on the metro, there are pickpockets, and they will steal your money. So there are ways to protect yourself. Completely be aware of your surroundings. Don't put anything in a backpack. Do not carry a backpack with your money in it. They can get it. They will get it. They are good. They are like magicians. And I purchased this, and I've taken it to Greece every time as my bag. And it is pickpocket proof. You see my this is warding off those people. This is the little evil eye that you'll see everywhere in Greece. The evil eye. Somebody gave me this. One of the store owners gave me this. But the Greeks, this evil eye protects from the evil eye. So a lot of people hang them by their front door to protect from evil eye. But anyway, it's a good thing to protect my purse, right? So I don't get pickpocketed. But in this purse in particular, and there's plenty on Amazon, there's a link here below, has a lot of deeper pockets. And it also has where you can clip. See how this is clipped together? Like that. So when you zipper, you can clip everything so that they can't just unzip things like that. There's clips. And also it's slash proof, and there's some deep pockets where you would want to put like your money down inside, and there's more zippers inside here as well. So something like this, I got mine on Amazon, and it has a lot of room. I was surprised how much room is actually in this thing. There's even place, put your credit cards and stuff, your wallet, but I always put mine in the second zipper in here where my money and my passport and all that kind of stuff go, because it's going to be the hardest to get to if they were able to get to. But excellent. Get something like this for you to protect yourself from the pickpocket people, criminals, or whatever. But other than that, in Greece, it's very safe. They don't have crime like we do in the US. In fact, I talk to people and they're like, I'm so afraid to go to the US because of you guys' crime. So we're a lot safer there than we are here. And I feel safe at home where I live, but always be aware of your surroundings. And when you're traveling anywhere in Europe, not just Greece, those pickpocket guys, whoever they are, they're there. So again, and I know my channel's been here for a while and I've given these tips before, but sometimes you got to repeat yourself because not everybody's watched everything. And my recommendation for you, if you're going to Greece for the very first time, is to fly directly into Athens, get on another plane, book a flight. If you land in Athens late morning, say 10 o'clock, or 10:30 or whatever, book a flight for around 2 o'clock to go on Aegean Airlines and go to Santorini or whatever island that you're going to go to. Do not waste a night in Athens at the beginning and then again at the end. It's a waste of an entire day of travel. Pull it. You can do it. You can do it. You'll land in Athens. The flight to Santorini or to one of the islands is very short. I think to Santorini is like 25-minute flight. Don't even go up all the way. And then you're in Santorini. You'll have your ride from your hotel, pick you up, take you to your hotel, and you're there and you have some part of your day left. And you're already on the island. So night one, you are good to go. You're there. You're not stuck in Athens and then going to take a ferry for 5 hours and then get to the islands the next day. Don't do that. Don't do that. We made it to Santorini. We made it. We made it. Very. None of them are. They don't widen the streets over the 100 years. Land in Athens, mid to late morning, hop a flight to an island that you're going to go stay at, whether you're going to the Ionian side or whether you're going to the Aegean side. Aegean side would be the Cyclades, like the Santorini, Mykonos, Milos, Paros, Naxos, right? Or if you're going to the Ionian side, Corfu, Kefalonia, Lefkada, Zakynthos, Paxos. So take your flight. You can do it. You don't need to go get an expensive hotel by the airport or go one night in Athens and then get back and go to the ferry the next day. It's not worth it. You're wasting time. So get on your plane, go to your island, spend 3 nights. I'd say minimum 3 nights on any island that you go to, and then ferry to your next island. And if you've got more time, to your next island, and then finish your trip at an island that has an airport again, and then take Aegean, book a flight, get on Aegean, fly back to Athens, and then spend some time in Athens. That way you can shop in Athens, you can buy your gifts to take home and your olive oil and your spices and everything else that you want to take home. You can save your shopping for that. Stay in Plaka. The Acropolis is right there. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. I've stayed there now every single time. The shopping's right there. You can take the day trips to Delphi, to the other historic locations on the mainland, and you are good to go. And then if you've been to Greece before, think about exploring the mainland. Think about going to landing in Athens, renting a car, staying in Athens first this time. Then, well, what we did was the first time I went, we explored the mainland more because we wanted to go where our family was from. So we landed in Athens. We stayed in Athens for 3 nights. Then we wound up going back to the airport to rent a car. We rented a car, but there are car rental people that will bring you a car and come pick you up and take you out of the city. And then you get on the highway. And the highway is easy to drive. It's great. It's perfect. Driving in Athens ain't so, I wouldn't do it. It scares the crap out of me. I'm like, oh, back here, But if you do want to do mainland Greece, it's an option, and you can get your car and you can go explore. So we went from Athens, we rented this car, we took it, we got to Naxos. Then from there, we stayed a couple nights. That's where my dad's from. It's beautiful. There's a castle. It's gorgeous. It's on the mainland. It's not someplace you hear about because everybody wants to go to Santorini, Mykonos. But there's more places to go. I'm not kidding you. There's gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous places that you would never even imagine going to. And then from there, now we're on the Ionian Sea. We took our little car and we went to the island of Lefkada, which you don't even have to take a ferry to. You can drive over to Lefkada. And when you drive over to Lefkada, it has a causeway. You can stay, and the water is amazing. It's gorgeous. It's like bluer than blue, like unbelievably aqua. Swimming in it was great. I felt like the water on the Ionian Sea was actually warmer too, but I was there 2 different years, so I couldn't compare them at the same day or the same time. And then from Lefkada, we stayed on that island for a couple of days. We drove again to Parga, and Parga, I am telling you, is my most favorite place I've ever been to in Greece. It is storybook. It is beautiful. It is so sweet. It is just, oh my gosh. And we took a day trip from Parga to Paxos. Paxos was a very cute little island. We also went cave swimming and all kinds of stuff over there. So there's a lot to do on the Ionian side as well. And then from there, we went to the Acheron River, and then we drove back to Athens, and we stayed in Athens for 1 night before our flight home. So I don't really like doing Athens on both sides, but if you're going to do a mainland trip, you're probably going to have to do it that way, unless you're slept in first class and you're ready to go after you land in Athens, and you just get your car and you can drive over to some of the mainland places, but you might be pretty fatigued to do it yourself at that point, or get a driver. Before I go, I want to recommend a Facebook group and a website for you. It is Matt Barrett's Greece travel guide, and he is an expert. He is literally the holy grail of Greece. He has done so much work and he spends so much time in Greece. He's got a very Greek sense of humor, but I highly recommend his group. Right now his Facebook group has 144,000 members, and he has such valuable information and recommendations. Let me share with you so I can show you. So this is his Facebook group, Matt Barrett's Greece Travel Guide, and it's for a forum for people who travel to Greece, even live here, who enjoy Matt Barrett's Greek Travel Guide. It's www.greecetravel.com and his Athens Survival Guide at athensguide.com. But this is an awesome group with a lot of information. People ask a lot of questions and lots of information. But here is his, let me go ahead and switch. You can see this page now on his website. Oops, this is what I want to do. There's this tab instead. Okay, here you go. So Matt Barrett, this is a picture of him. Just says, we're planning a trip to Greece is almost as fun as going there. And hi, welcome to my Greece travel for 2025, my 30th season of writing my Greece travel guides. This is the index for all my Greece travel websites. I attempted to organize it so that people would not get lost so easily. And even though some say it's fun to be lost, occasionally you need a place to come back to and get your bearings. This is that place. This is the main index, and the links below are secondary indexes. So Matt's Greece Guide, Matt's Greece Travel Guides, the Greek Islands, Athens Survival Guide, Mainland Greece, Hotels in Greece, Travel Agents and Tours, Greece Itinerary Suggestions, Why Visit Greece, Archaeological Sites, Greece, Create an Itinerary, Guide to Lesbos, articles, stories, info, Greek food, Greek photos. You get it, right? Look at this. He has everything. And you can donate through PayPal for him because he has put such good information together. I don't think I could ever do what he did. So I highly recommend his travel guide. And Greece Unhinged, Honeymoon in Greece, Matt's Greek Comics, Turkey, Greek Weddings, everything you want to know. Totally. I had a Greek wedding. We're not married anymore. We're divorced, but Greek weddings are so fun. If you ever get invited to a Greek wedding, go. I went to a Greek wedding this last summer in Greece, my cousin's wedding, and it was fabulous. Oh my gosh. It was very different, the Greek church there. The procession, everything was a little bit different. The ceremony was the same, but it's a very beautiful ceremony. So if you ever get invited to a Greek wedding, for sure go. And then the after party, of course. So that is what I recommend right now on this video. And if you did get this far and you enjoy my content, consider subscribing. And please, if you did get this far, hit the thumbs up. YouTube puts my videos out there, and if you don't like them, they stop showing them and suggesting them to other people. So then they stay stagnant. So I've been working on this channel now for several years, and stick around because I'm heading back to Greece. My tentative itinerary right now, my flights are booked. My tentative itinerary right now. Oh, and by the way, I was able to use my American Airlines miles, and I am spending 20,000 miles each way for my trip. Literally 20,000 miles each way, 40,000 miles total. I mean, that's nothing. Nothing. So pay attention to what you can get with your miles and what you can do and how you can earn miles on American Airlines or any other airline. We can talk about that on another video. So if you're interested in that, please stick around because I will do a video on that as well. And again, please subscribe if you're new. If you're planning a trip to Greece, this is the place to be. I have all kinds of tips and tricks. And believe me, as a Greek American, I pick my family's brain quite a bit. I do. I ask a lot of questions, especially my cousins that have traveled there more than me. So Oh, and one final thing. I am soon to become a Greek citizen. I am halfway there. So I have to go to Chicago to the consulate there because I was born in Ohio and get my birth registered, which will be registered in Greece under my family's name. And then I will officially be a dual citizen and I will be able to stay in Greece as much as I want. So I'm almost there. My dad was born there, so it's my legal right to become a Greek citizen. Who knew? I didn't know, or I would have done it a long time ago. All right, thank you, everybody. I appreciate you all. Please stay safe and stay well, and I will see you soon. And ευχαριστώ for watching my video.